審判を始める。どんな判決を下す前にも、事の経緯を理解し、すべての事実と証拠を把握しなければ、最も公正な裁決を行うことはできない。
Hello people and welcome back to News Review. This week's patch notes are decently long, so I'll be trying to condense stuff down to make it easier to digest. If you are a new or returning player, I do recommend you check out my new player guide. It'll help you better understand what I'm saying in the video. As always, open up the patch notes, link in the description if you want to follow along. Additionally, I'm trying out a new thing where I buy a guild stage for every 10 subscribers I hit, which will give you a diamond if it's your first time clearing it. Thank you so much for 480 subscribers. The next milestone will be at 490 subscribers. So subscribe and also join the guild as well as Discord. Both codes in the description if you want to participate and be notified of that. The biggest new thing this week is the new black gold card, Vatican. This will be a Dark Machina card, and as usual it will cost 200 diamonds for the guarantee, which is 40 pulls, and comes with a buy 30 get 30 free diamond promotion for those of you that would like to indulge in that. Moving on to the card skills, as a leader he can have Machina's Wrathful Horizon Light and Dark members, which is a decently sized member pool, and in terms of shield breaking he ignores some rarer things such as Tornado and Laser Trap, Anti-Runestone and All Runestone. I mean, Anti-Runestone is pretty common actually, but he doesn't have more common shield breaking abilities such as Fixed Combo or Puzzle or Initial Shields like most leaders that have come out, you know, in semi-recent times. In terms of his utility, they're not bad, although once again a bit finicky. Everything is everything, all raised runestones have the effect of each other, and you get a full heal when dissolving runestones of members' attributes. He also gives special buffs to Wrathful Horizon cards, where the dragons, I'm not naming the series because I don't remember the name, will have 2 extra uses of their second active. Normally they can only activate it once in a stage. And the beasts will make the team get super damage reduction when their active is activated. He also has a draconic ability that is mainly a counter to enclosed areas, first off removing them, then doing sky drop, but this does consume a draconic charge and has no counter, and actually is actively bad if you run into stuff like scorching areas, so it doesn't remove that threat. As a member he can switch between 2 modes, which allow him to ignore different shields when he is in a team composed of members that match his own. The whole team also gets full fuel and CD reduction upon stage entry. This is kind of where, you know, you get the more common puzzle and fixed combo shield ignoring, although it is only for himself. For his active skill, you can switch between the 2 modes I just mentioned, but both cause the board to be removed, generating a fixed board of light, dark, and heart, and he also gives a ×4 damage boost to relevant members. If you choose human mode, Dark Runestones become protected, and the card, and only the card, which is Vatican, ignores Tumbler Shield and Elemental Shields, and if you choose Machina mode, Light Runestones become protected, and the card ignores cross-shaped and percentage resistance shields. Again, this is only for himself, and once finally the skill ignores skill activation penalty. After reading all the skills, I feel like this card has a weird design due to the fact that it requires you to remember a lot of what the team ignores under, you know, some specific conditions, which has historically made for bad leaders due to a difficulty in using them. Apart from that, the card gives itself a lot of shield breaking, but not a lot of attack. As you can see, even if it's active, there are no attack multipliers for himself, which may lead to it falling off faster once his own multipliers from the leader and team skill get power crept. As always, there is an accompanying Dragonware from the Black Gold. This one is somewhat decent, as the craft skill delays enemy CDs by 2, same as Chaos's craft. Next up, there is a special event where the Jailbreaker series is returning. All 4 of these cards are mediocre at best, so clearing the stages enough to complete the accompanying missions that are new is just fine. After that, there is a new Earth Beast Ultimate card, Salome. I think this is not a very good card since it is all over the place. You know, having conversion trail and attack boost and damage reduction, and well, actually the 4th point is not shield breaking. It's all over the place with just a variety of effects, and none of the effects really reach a high enough magnitude to be good. I mean, converting 15, no, that's not very good. You pretty much need to reach at least 30 to be somewhat usable. Times 6 is not that much. Minus 60% is not that much. I would say you need to get above 80% nowadays to even have a chance to be good. So this is just a card that probably won't be used. Next up, we have a new Transmigration of Memories card, the Earth Human Husher, who is basically a dedicated member for Qingwei, who is also very late to the party, just like all of the Transmigration of Memories cards before him. Hopefully this card does get some use though, because allowing Qingwei to ignore Cross-Shape Shield, which is the, I guess, one unique kind of selling point of this, is pretty decent. He also has a team skill with Qingwei and himself, so that is something to take into account. Following that, there will be 3 new Chronon cards. At this point, I've given up on ranking these, as all of them seem to be solid and somewhat useful. But once again, the best investment of your marble should be reserved for 3-star cards. Once you have all of those maxed, then you can mess with some of the other lower starred cards, with very few exceptions. And I don't think these are the exceptions, although the one that reduces human CD by 4 might be one of those, but I really can't say because, you know, it all depends on actual usage. Just reading the skills, every one of these seems somewhat useful, but some of them never get used in actuality. Moving on to another new card, we have a new Arena Super Skill Fire Machina Kappa, who is the second ever Machina to ignore death damage after the Fire Small Prize from Galactic Odyssey. And it pretty much only proves the fact that the Fire Small Prize from Galactic Odyssey is goated, because I think this is the second week in a row I've said that they've introduced new cards that are the second ever Machina to do something, and that card just has a lot of effects on it. Nonetheless, if you don't have that card, this card is still fine. CD8 is a bit long, but you know, it's serviceable if you ever need a Machina that ignores death damage. After that, the August challenge will be getting extra stages for some reason, and one of them will have Chaos Scale, very annoying, and the other one will require you to clear with a specific team, which could be annoying, but could be a nice change of pace. And these will reward you with an extra Core of Doom and some marbles. Depending on the difficulty, I mean, it's probably a good thing that they're giving people an extra chance to get Cores of Doom and marbles. But if it's a pain in the ass, then no, I won't like these. As the TOS Fest continues, it cycles to the Dark attribute, where you will get the chance to get some powerful Dark card from the Summon coupon. That is hopefully not a dupe. Although if you own, you know, many good cards already, then chances are it will be a dupe, unfortunately. For the second last new card, we have the Dark Machina Battle Pass card Alpha and Beta, who is surprisingly decent, as it allows for repeated fixed boards every turn, with the only condition being that you need to dissolve Dark, and not necessarily within the first batch either. Also offering ignoring fixed combo and puzzle abilities, just, you know, to the team in general, which is quite rare for a card that you can repeatedly activate. I think that maybe the intention is to slot this into Vatican, and it'll, you know, solve some of his problems with not ignoring puzzle and fixed combo. But it can also easily go into quite literally any team that can accept it. So I think that's why this card is a rare, good free card from the Battle Pass. And for our last new card, we have the Light Demon Bi-Weekly card Caprio, who from what I see is essentially waiting for a future leader to become good. Maybe, but otherwise currently it kind of sucks because I don't see any spot it can fit into. For my ranking of the Black Gold, I think it's decent, but I foresee it being kind of finicky to play with, as I said before. If you have Sodom from Wrathful Horizons, it is a pretty impactful member for the Black Gold. But if you don't, then my personal recommendation is to skip the thing entirely, because I don't think this Black Gold is that good, and pulling both Sodom and Vatican would be a higher diamond investment than usual for an average or even below average team, in my opinion. For my ranking of the free cards, the best card out of all the new cards this time is ironically the only one you can't farm. Qingwei's DLC is decent if you have Qingwei in the first place, and the other 3 free cards are all pretty lackluster. Moving on to the celebration events, the returning ultimate cards this time are the Dark Machina Ohio, yes, that's the card's name, and the Dark Human Ron. Both are pretty useless, being for dedicated teams that don't really need them anyway, so you can beat their stages once and move on. Lastly, the stamina discounts for specific stages in the LR Pass is still going on for a little bit, and gives me another chance to tell you to go watch the farming guide if you haven't already. That's it for this week's news review. If you made it to the end, I really appreciate your time, and I would also really appreciate a like, comment, or subscription. It really helps the channel out, and I'll see you in the next video. See ya!